Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be here today. You know, Missouri's been in the headlines, the world headlines, for all the wrong reasons in the last couple of years. The world watched as Ferguson burned, as students and athletes brought the University of Missouri to its knees, as St. Louis again leads the nation in the number of murders. As your governor, I want to change those headlines. Those headlines should read, Governor stands up for law enforcement. Violent crime down in Missouri. Community leaders and law enforcement work together. Missouri students prepared for 21st century jobs. As the U.S. Attorney, I prosecuted over 4,000 crimes, and I worked with law enforcement and community leaders to put the most hardened criminals behind bars. I know how to lead. I have led. As governor, I will lead Missouri back to a safe and strong future. We have a lot of problems to discuss, but because of the fact that you represent the businesses in this state, I want to talk about three specific issues today. How we improve the economic climate in our state, how we make our workforce more ready, and what we do about infrastructure. Look, we all know the government does not create jobs. Hardworking Missourians create jobs. So my plan is to boldly get the government out of the way of productive Missourians. My plan has 5 points. Number one, we have to have tort reform in this state. It is long overdue. You know that it hits your bottom line in increased workers' comp costs, increased unemployment comp costs, frivolous lawsuits, but we have a trial bar that is not only controlling what statutes get passed, but what judges get appointed. If I am your governor, I will work with the chamber, and the chamber has shown great leadership on this, to make sure that we are no longer listed as among the 5 worst judicial hellholes in the country. We will take this state back from the trial lawyers. Number 2, the minute right to work hits my desk, I will sign it. And I will sign it for the simple reason that it's good for workers. Workers in right to work states make more money. Economies are growing faster. More people live in right to work states. Number 3, we've got to do something about the overregulation of our state. I'll give you one small example, and I use this example because it's the smallest business form I can think of. A barber. Pretty simple business. The barber regulation in Missouri is 10,000 words long. The Book of Armageddon is 10,000 words long. Surely we can tell a barber how many combs to have in fewer words than it takes to describe the end of the world. And it's not the Book of Armageddon, it's the Book of Revelations. Sorry for misspeaking there. But we can do that. And then we have to start moving people from welfare to work. The Heartland Institute just ranked us 50 out of 50 states in moving people from welfare to work. It is a workforce readiness issue. You know this. As you go out and you try and recruit people to work for you, too many of them aren't ready to move off welfare and back to work, even though they're able-bodied. Too many of them can't pass drug tests. Too many of them don't have the life skills. We've got to have a governor who's willing to lead on that issue. And finally, taxation. As your Agenda 2030 report points out, our tax system is too complicated, too unpredictable, and in my opinion, we're overtaxed. The Post-Dispatch likes to say we're a low-tax state. We're not. We're right in the middle of the pack. But guess what? When you don't have oceans and you don't have energy and you're stuck in the middle of the country, you better be better than in the middle of the pack on taxation if you want to attract jobs. So I'm not going to run the state budget off into the ditch. I'm going to do it responsibly. But if I'm governor, we will modernize, simplify, and reduce taxes in this state. Now, today I'm making a little news. We're the first campaign to put out a white paper with a specific, bold plan for how we improve our workforce in this state. We're going to have it available for distribution here. There are a number of specifics in it. I want to hit a few of the highlights. The Missouri Chamber has done a terrific job of embracing the CAPS program, the Center for Advanced Professional Studies. For those of you who know about it, it puts high school students in real job settings so they can see what it's like to work and learn about specific industries, and employers can get a look at their future employees and maybe even begin recruiting them. We need to expand that program throughout the state. Everybody knows we have to focus on STEM education. It is particularly important for many of our school districts who are having trouble recruiting math and science teachers and don't even offer advanced level math and computer science courses. We need to give districts the flexibility to pay bonuses to good teachers, to pay recruiting bonuses for math and science teachers, and we need to promote virtual learning so that students anywhere can take some of the best classes offered anywhere through today's technology. And then finally, and this one's really important to me, we've created this perception that the only measure of success is a four-year college degree. That's every college senior or high school senior gets asked, where are you going? And I think it's a perception that's been created by the higher education industry. 70% of Missourians are not four-year college graduates. And we're not out of step with the rest of the country. There are great jobs out there for skilled people. The average plumber in St. Louis makes more than $68,000 a year. But we need to be having a conversation with our kids that say, look, there's some great jobs out there. There's some great training programs. You don't have to go and take on a whole bunch of debt and maybe not even finish college and not be employable. We need to be making sure that our kids are ready for the jobs that are there and that they know about them. With respect to infrastructure, every one of us drove on a road here. We see each other because of these lights. Tonight we'll eat food that was brought on a plane, a truck, or a train. We don't even think about it most of the time until it fails us. And I am concerned that the infrastructure system in this state is beginning to fail. As your governor, I'll make sure that MoDOT is spending every dollar efficiently, and we need to do something now. So the first thing I would do is take the highway patrol off the gas tax, put them into general revenue. That frees up $200 million a year of dedicated gas tax that can go to infrastructure. We've been fortunate to be a low-cost energy state. But we won't continue to be unless we have a governor who's willing to stand up against the EPA's anti-coal agenda. I will do that, and I will also work very hard to make it easier to build energy generation capacity in this state. And finally, too many of our kids, too many of our towns don't have broadband internet access yet. We're literally cutting them off from the world. A century ago, private investment and rural electric co-ops brought lights to every home in Missouri. I think we can follow that same model to get broadband to every home and school in Missouri. Now, you've heard a lot of talk today. You've heard a lot of talk from me. When you're thinking about who you're going to support for governor, I hope you'll look at my record, my actions, and my experience. I did what I said I was going to do when I was Speaker of the House. I did what I said I was going to do when I was the United States Attorney. I'm not running for this job because I need another political job. I haven't run for anything in 12 years. I'm running because Jefferson City needs to be cleaned up. And we need a governor who's willing to lead on solving our state's toughest problems. I've laid out a very specific plan for how I would do that. Please join me in this movement to make our state safe and strong again. Thank you.